to the garden. Today I'm going to be doing some maintenance on a few succulents that are getting a little bit leggy. Leggy just means they're kind of stretching their legs and vining out. They might look a little bit thin. The top heavy ones might even topple over. And they're vining out like this usually because they're looking for more sun. So the easiest way to fix this is to just give them a little bit more light. So you can move it to a new location or move it a little bit closer to the window. Just keep it a couple inches away so that it doesn't get burned. Now, if you don't have the option of giving them more light, you can try our next technique, which is pruning. This really works well alongside giving the plant more light. And my favorite way to prune a plant like this is just to cut it all the way back. So that might seem pretty harsh, but this plant is actually going to do just fine. And we're getting a whole new plant with this cutting. So let's go around and cut a few of these all the way back to just a few inches tall. This one is especially bad over here, but it actually has some roots already. So this is an ideal cutting. All we're going to do is strip a few of those bottom leaves, and you can keep those to propagate too, but they're going to take a lot more time to really get mature. This is basically a fully grown plant, and all we need to do is plant it out. But we do want to allow these wounds to heal for probably a day or two, and then we can set this down in water to really watch those roots grow, or just some normal soil. Another really simple technique is called topping, and that's just kind of cutting off the top of the plant. On this sedum, with these beautiful little rosettes at the top, this really isn't ideal because it just looks kind of funny. So I'm actually going to cut this all the way back. I think this technique works best on plants that don't have those beautiful rosettes. We can just top our jade here, evening everything out. We can top our little mini kalanchoes. We can top our common jade if we want to keep it a little bit short, just by pinching off those top leaves. So that'll redivert the energy going into new growth up here, into new growth a little bit further down. It also sturdies up the stem a little bit if they're a little wobbly. So topping is incredibly useful, and not just for succulents, but for all sorts of houseplants and even things like tomatoes. And if you actually keep this up and pinch off any new growth that forms, it'll sort of stay nice and short, kind of like a bonsai. And anywhere we cut back those plants should get brand new growth. I've got some of our stacking jade here, and these were all just little cuttings. You can actually see the older growth with the larger leaves down low. But these new crowns are forming all over the place. Now a lot of them will actually form two new crowns, like this one and this one at the back. Now when I say your plants are looking thin, I mean the space in between the leaves is getting longer and longer, so they just look thin and kind of scraggly. Now if the leaves look a little bit thin, that just means they're thirsty. So we can go ahead and give these a little drink. In fact, I think we could give all these a little drink. But by far the best way to stop your plants from getting leggy is just to give them more sun. So I hope you give this a go in your garden. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.